Welcome to Travel Tracer. If you're someone who craves adventure and loves uncovering the unknown, you're in for a chilling treat. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows of America to explore some of the most haunted and mysterious places that will send shivers down your spine. From eerie abandoned buildings to ghostly apparitions, these locations have a history that'll leave you questioning the unseen forces at work. So, buckle up as we take you on a spine-tingling journey through the most haunted corners of the U.S. Let's begin. Number 1, RMS Queen Mary, California. Our journey begins on the high seas, or rather, a ship that once sailed them. The RMS Queen Mary, docked permanently in Long Beach, California, started her life as a luxurious ocean liner. From 1936 to 1967, she served as a floating palace, ferrying the elite of the time, including Hollywood stars like Elizabeth Taylor and Clark Gable. Her elegance and size were unparalleled, making her a symbol of power and prestige. But that's only one part of her history. During World War II, the Queen Mary was transformed into the Gray Ghost, a troop ship painted entirely gray to avoid detection by enemy forces. It's said she carried up to 16,000 troops at a time, far exceeding her capacity, and witnessed unimaginable horrors at sea. The sudden deaths, accidents, and even suicides of soldiers aboard are believed to have left a lasting imprint on the ship, embedding the spirits of the lost in her metal bones. One of the most infamous hauntings takes place in Stateroom B, 340. A man was found dead in the room, murdered under mysterious circumstances. Guests who have stayed in the room report inexplicable occurrences: objects flying across the room, blankets being pulled off the bed, and even violent knocking at the door. Other haunted locations include the engine room, where a young sailor was crushed by a heavy door during a drill, and the first-class swimming pool, where female apparitions in vintage swimsuits have been spotted. The Queen Mary has been the subject of countless paranormal investigations, and with her long and tragic history, it's no surprise that she's often called one of the most haunted places in America. Today, ghost tours are a major attraction, and thrill seekers from around the world come to experience the Queen Mary's haunted allure for themselves. But beware. Many claim that spirits still roam her decks, eternally tethered to the ocean liner. Number 2, LaLaurie Mansion, Louisiana. Next, we travel to New Orleans, where the air seems thick with history, mystery, and the supernatural. Every street in the French Quarter holds stories of the past, but few are as dark as the tale of the LaLaurie Mansion. This grandiose home, built in the early 1800s, was owned by Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a well-respected member of New Orleans society, until her horrifying secret was revealed. In 1834, a fire broke out in the mansion's kitchen, exposing a gruesome scene that shocked the city. The authorities discovered that LaLaurie had been keeping slaves in deplorable conditions in her attic, some mutilated and chained to the walls. This barbarity was beyond even the cruelty of the time, and a mob soon formed, storming the mansion. LaLaurie fled to France, where she lived out the rest of her days, but the horrors she left behind continued to haunt the mansion. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported hearing the screams and moans of the tortured slaves, long after their deaths. The sight of ghostly figures in tattered clothing has also been noted. The attic, where the worst of the atrocities took place, is said to be the epicenter of paranormal activity. Some claim that LaLaurie herself is still trapped in the mansion, paying for her unspeakable crimes in the afterlife. This dark chapter in New Orleans history has inspired books, TV shows, and even ghost tours, making the LaLaurie Mansion a fixture in the city's paranormal culture. Yet, for all the stories told, the mansion's true horrors may never be fully understood. Number 3. Eternal Flame Falls, New York. In the woods of New York, nestled within Chestnut Ridge Park, lies a natural marvel that seems to defy explanation: Eternal Flame Falls. At first glance, this waterfall appears like any other, with water cascading over rocky cliffs into a serene pool below. But look closely, and you'll see a small, flickering flame behind the veil of water, burning bright, seemingly defying nature. This mysterious flame is fueled by natural methane gas leaking through cracks in the rock. Geologists have studied the phenomenon for years, yet they still can't fully explain why the flame stays lit, especially in such damp conditions. Some believe that ancient Native American tribes once regarded the flame as sacred, believing it was a sign from the spirit world. Visitors report an eerie, almost otherworldly feeling when they approach the flame. Some say the air feels heavier, charged with an energy they can't quite explain. Though the flame occasionally goes out, hikers often reignite it, ensuring the mystery continues. Could the eternal flame be more than just a geological curiosity? For some, the waterfall and its flame represent the thin boundary between the natural and the mystical, where the ordinary world meets the unexplained. Number 4. Marfa, Texas. Deep in the vast, barren expanses of West Texas lies the small town of Marfa, a place known for one of the most enduring mysteries in the state: the Marfa Lights. First reported in the late 19th century by cowboys driving cattle across the plains, these glowing orbs have been a source of speculation for over a century. The lights appear in the desert night sky, usually just outside of town, and have been described as dancing, flickering, and even changing colors. Scientists have suggested various theories, from atmospheric reflections to swamp gases to distant car headlights, but none have been able to definitively explain the phenomenon. Local lore, however, offers a more mystical explanation. Some believe the lights are the spirits of long-lost travelers, or even the ghosts of Spanish conquistadors who wandered the desert centuries ago. Over the years, the lights have drawn thousands of visitors, and every September, the town hosts the Marfa Lights Festival, celebrating the mystery. The phenomenon has also attracted the attention of paranormal researchers and UFO enthusiasts who believe the lights could be extraterrestrial in origin. Whether spiritual, extraterrestrial, or natural, the Marfa Lights continue to captivate all who visit. Number 5. Cathedral Rock, Arizona. In Arizona, the red rocks of Sedona rise majestically from the desert floor, their crimson hues glowing under the sunlight. Among these stunning formations, Cathedral Rock stands out, not only for its beauty, but for the mystical energy that many believe surrounds it. Known as an energy vortex, Cathedral Rock is said to be a place where the Earth's electromagnetic forces are unusually strong, creating a sense of peace, healing, and spiritual awakening. For centuries, Native American tribes in the area considered Sedona's red rocks to be sacred ground. Modern spiritual seekers come from around the world to meditate, practice yoga, and seek out the vortex's supposed healing properties. Many visitors claim they can feel the energy swirling around them, a sensation that leaves them feeling more connected to the Earth and the universe. Skeptics attribute the sensation to the stunning landscape and the power of suggestion, but even they admit that there is something special about Sedona. Whether it's the energy of the vortex or simply the awe-inspiring beauty of the rock formations, Cathedral Rock continues to draw those seeking both physical and spiritual healing. Number 6. Bodie, California. Next, we head to the ghost town of Bodie, perched high in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Once a booming gold mining town in the late 1800s, Bodie is now a preserved snapshot of the American frontier. The streets, though empty, echo with the footsteps of miners, gamblers, and outlaws who once called this desolate place home. By the early 1900s, the gold had run out, and the residents left, abandoning Bodie to the dust and the harsh elements of the mountains. But is Bodie truly abandoned? The town may have been deserted, but many believe its ghosts remain. Tales of paranormal encounters abound, particularly at the town's church, the old schoolhouse, and the Masonic cemetery. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices in the dead of night, and shadowy figures are often spotted moving between the dilapidated buildings. One of the most well-known legends surrounding Bodie is the body curse. Locals and park rangers warn against taking anything, whether it's a rock, a piece of wood, or even an old nail, as it's believed to bring bad luck and misfortune. Many who ignored this warning claim to have experienced accidents, illnesses, and a string of bad luck after leaving Bodie. Some have even returned the stolen items, hoping to rid themselves of the curse. Now a state historic park, Bodie offers visitors the chance to walk through a ghost town frozen in time, where the wind howls through the empty streets and the spirits of the past seem to linger in every corner. Number 7. Red Onion Saloon, Alaska. In the rugged town of Skagway, Alaska, the Red Onion Saloon stands as a testament to the days of the Klondike Gold Rush. Once a bustling brothel, the saloon is now a popular bar and museum, drawing visitors with its colorful history and, more intriguingly, its ghostly residents. During the height of the gold rush, this saloon was the go-to spot for weary miners looking for a drink and some company. But the women who worked here, particularly one madam named Lydia, seemed to have never truly left. Lydia's spirit is said to roam the upstairs floors of the saloon where the brothel once operated. Guests and staff alike have reported hearing footsteps in the empty halls, the faint rustling of skirts, and even catching the scent of Lydia's perfume lingering in the air. Some claim to have seen her ghostly figure gazing out of a second-story window, as if waiting for someone who never returned. The paranormal activity doesn't end with Lydia. Other spectral figures have been seen moving through the bar, and objects often move on their own. The saloon's connection to the gold rush days and its spectral history make it one of Alaska's most haunted and visited sites. Patrons who come for the history often leave with a ghost story of their own. Number 8. Crescent Hotel, Arkansas. High on a hill in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, the Crescent Hotel looms over the Ozark Mountains like a grand yet eerie relic of the past. Built in 1886 as a luxurious resort for the wealthy, the hotel has lived many lives. As a resort, a conservatory for women, and most famously, a cancer hospital run by a charlatan named Norman Baker in the 1930s. Baker, who had no medical training, claimed he could cure cancer with his miracle elixirs. Tragically, many of the patients who came to the Crescent Hotel seeking a cure never left. The spirits of these unfortunate souls are said to haunt the hotel to this day. One of the most commonly cited apparitions is that of a Victorian-era gentleman, often seen walking the halls or standing near the grand staircase. Another frequently mentioned ghost is that of a young girl who roams the hotel, playing tricks on unsuspecting guests. Perhaps the most chilling ghost of all is Norman Baker himself, who some say lingers in the halls of the hotel, still wearing his trademark white suit. Guests who have stayed in the hotel report strange occurrences, doors opening and closing on their own, the sounds of faint whispers in empty rooms, and inexplicable cold spots throughout the building. The Crescent Hotel's haunted reputation has only grown over the years, and it now offers ghost tours, drawing paranormal enthusiasts from around the world. But for all the stories, there's a sense that the Crescent Hotel is more than just a haunted building. It's a place where the past refuses to stay buried. Number 9. Racetrack Playa, California. Deep within Death Valley National Park lies a dry, flat lake bed known as Racetrack Playa, a place as desolate as it is mysterious. The cracked, sun-baked earth stretches for miles, devoid of life and seemingly untouched by time. But upon closer inspection, something strange is happening here. Large stones, some weighing hundreds of pounds, appear to have moved across the playa, leaving long, winding tracks in the dirt behind them. For decades, no one could explain how the stones moved. There were no signs of human interference, no footprints, and no tracks left by machinery. This led to wild theories, from magnetic fields to alien intervention. Some even believed the rocks were being moved by the spirits of the land. In 2013, scientists discovered that a rare combination of conditions, freezing temperatures, thin layers of ice, and strong winds, causes the rocks to slowly slide across the playa. Despite the scientific explanation, there's still something eerie about the sight of these massive stones, seemingly moving of their own accord in this harsh, remote landscape. Visitors who make the trek to Racetrack Playa are often struck by the haunting stillness of the place. The wind whistles across the dry lake bed, and the tracks left by the moving stones create a ghostly, otherworldly scene. Even with science on its side, Racetrack Playa remains one of Death Valley's most enigmatic and haunting locations. Number 10. Poinsett Bridge, South Carolina. Our final stop brings us to the dense forests of South Carolina, where the Poinsett Bridge stands as a relic of the past. Built in 1820, this stone bridge, with its Gothic-style archway, is the oldest in the state. The bridge, once part of a road connecting Charleston to the North Carolina mountains, now sits quietly in the woods, surrounded by legends and whispers of the supernatural. One story suggests that a construction worker was accidentally entombed in the bridge's stonework during its construction. His body never recovered. Another tale speaks of a man who died in a car crash nearby in the early 1900s. It's said that his spirit now roams the bridge, searching for peace. Visitors who dare to explore the bridge at night report strange sounds echoing through the trees, whispers, footsteps, and even blood-curdling screams. Some have claimed to see ghostly figures drifting across the bridge or standing beneath its dark archway. Paranormal investigators have visited the site multiple times, capturing eerie EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, and unexplained lights. The bridge's remote location and eerie atmosphere make it a hotspot for ghost hunters and thrill seekers. But it's not just the stories that draw people to Poinsett Bridge. It's the feeling of the place. There's something unsettling about the way the moss clings to the stones, the way the wind whistles through the trees, and the sense that you're never truly alone when you cross the bridge.